Two FBI agents were interrogating a former agent, Jennifer, who had connections to two notorious fugitives, Hector and Adrian. Suddenly, Adrian arrived, disoriented, and began firing indiscriminately. In the chaos, Jennifer, who was expecting, sought refuge in the bathroom. However, Adrian found her and stabbed her in the abdomen. Shortly after, there was an explosion, resulting in Adrian's injuries. The narrative shifts to reveal Jennifer's survival and the birth of her daughter. A high-ranking officer approaches her, demanding she sign a document that would prevent her from ever seeing her daughter again, as Adrian was targeting all FBI personnel, and her daughter's safety was at risk. Despite her reluctance, Jennifer consents. William, another individual present, was moved by her words and promised to look after her daughter. Following this, Jennifer departed for Alaska, her last chance to see her daughter. She sought refuge with an old acquaintance, John, who provided her with a home in the heart of the wilderness. As John prepares to depart, she informs him that from that point forward, they will no longer recognize each other. She has been self-sufficient, relying on hunting for her sustenance. This was her routine for the past 12 years, until a letter arrived for her, detailing a cargo plane and her own ticket. This act was a clear sign to her that her daughter was in grave danger, prompting her to return to her former self and strengthen her resolve. A few days later, she arrives at the airport and encounters William, who recounts the entire tale. Just a few days prior, during an attack on Hector and Adrian's location, his team discovered a cache of weapons worth millions of rupees. Among the loot was a photograph of her daughter, which William shows to her. Now, after 12 years, Jennifer is looking at her daughter's picture. She inquires about her daughter's name, to which William responds, Zoe. Following this, Jennifer decides to monitor her daughter's whereabouts. At that moment, a red van stops nearby, capturing Jennifer's attention. She positions her sniper and prepares to take aim. However, another van approaches, and two individuals emerge, heading towards Zoe. Jennifer fires at them, eliminating them one by one. Yet, one of the assailants spots her, leading her to seek cover. Seizing the moment, they abduct Zoe. At this point, a few of her companions have begun pursuing Jennifer, and she seeks refuge behind a vehicle. Upon noticing her, a man attempts to chase her, but Jennifer swiftly maneuvers her car over him. However, by the time she does, the police have arrived, forcing Jennifer to abandon the vehicle and flee. Subsequently, she also visits the home of the woman who's been caring for Zoe since she was a child. To this point, Zoe believes her mother is the one who has been raising her. As she departs from this location, William encounters Jennifer, hands her a new passport, and informs her that their destination is Cuba, where they intend to locate Zoe's abductor. Thus, they immediately head to Cuba. The following day, they make a stop at the most renowned club in the area, where they learn that the abductor frequents the place. Fortunately, at that moment, the abductor is still there. Jennifer apprehends him, but his associates retaliate, resulting in William's death. Seizing the opportunity, he escapes on a bicycle, but Jennifer follows, manages to knock him down, and captures him. Eventually, he is taken to a warehouse where he is severely beaten. Jennifer then threatens to shoot him. In response, he reveals that Hector has taken her daughter to his farmhouse, but it's likely that he has since killed her, blaming Jennifer for the trouble she has caused him. Upon learning this, Jennifer retaliates by shooting him. This has led to her becoming extremely furious, prompting William to raise his voice at her and demand that she at least had taken the farmhouse's address from him. However, Jennifer is now unwavering in her belief that she will rescue her daughter. Following this, they head to the hotel, but William is now pondering over a question. What is driving those individuals to pursue her? Jennifer reiterates to him that previously, she had served as an American sniper stationed in Afghanistan. Her superior was Adrian, and she was the top performer in her unit, which is why he frequently commended her, leading to a stronger bond between them. However, as her retirement neared, she discovered Adrian's connections with Taliban groups. She chose not to disclose this information. Instead, she introduced him to Hector, a man involved in smuggling U.S. Army weapons to the opposition, in exchange for a substantial payment. This money was crucial for Jennifer's plan to move to a distant location. However, one day, she discovered a flaw in their scheme and business, and upon investigation, she realized that within the container, there were several children who hadn't bathed in years and were famished. Witnessing this, she felt queasy, yet she refrained from informing the police, fearing that Hector would eliminate all the children. This led to her departure from him, and it was then that the FBI became involved. Jennifer was recounting the same scheme we had seen at the beginning of the film, after which both men were pursuing her, hoping to bring her back to them. However, this was no longer possible. William was taken aback by the revelation, but then received a message that led them to Hector's farmhouse. Upon arrival, they encountered formidable security. Jennifer began eliminating everyone one by one, and by the time both men were inside. A while later, they also discovered Joe's room, where he had been held captive. They freed him simultaneously, but he avoided Jennifer, suspecting her of being involved with them. Yet, she recognized William from his visits to her home. William urged Jennifer to leave, but she had unfinished business, so she ascended the stairs to search for Hector. Upon finding him, she stabbed him in the abdomen, ignited the house, and departed. Following that, Jennifer, William, and Joe pause at a shop, during which Joe inquires to Jennifer, "Is this your mom?" To which she responds affirmatively. However, after a while, Joe notices Jennifer in tears. Subsequently, William departs with Joe, but their journey is interrupted by Adrian's group, who encircle them. Upon their return, Jennifer witnesses the demise of William at the hands of Adrian's followers. In retaliation, Jennifer damages their vehicle and escapes with Joe to Alaska, where they reside for a brief period. Later, Jennifer imparts her sniper skills to Joe and teaches him how to hunt animals. However, Zoe, who follows a vegetarian diet, shows little enthusiasm for hunting.
Run!
A few days later, Jennifer discovers Joe missing and immediately sets out to find him. There, she finds herself caring for wolf cubs, only to be bitten by one, prompting her to seek medical attention at a nearby hospital. The doctor praises Jennifer for her bravery. Regrettably, Zoe blunders by revealing her true identity, thereby exposing them to potential danger. In response, Jennifer rushes back to John, informing him that she has entered his name into her computer, stating, "I cannot take any chances, so I must keep her with you for a while. Until then, I was about to depart from this place." Zoe also shared some terrible news with him as soon as she was gone, but Jennifer chose not to confront her about it, fully aware that she was to blame. Following her departure, Zoe inquired about their destination, to which John responded, "We don't know, we just need to escape." However, after a while, Adrian's forces discovered Jennifer's whereabouts. Consequently, he pursued her with his troops, witnessing her escape. Upon learning of this, she quickly prepared herself. In the meantime, Zoe entered John's room and discovered a collection of letters from Jennifer. Upon reading them, she realized her true mother was Jennifer. Consequently, she took the car and left John unaware. John warned Jennifer about Zoe's approach, while Adrian's forces raided Jennifer's residence, setting it ablaze. Fortunately, Jennifer was outside, escaping unharmed. She then embarked on a mission to eliminate her enemies, but her plans were interrupted by a radio broadcast announcing Joe's capture. She immediately set out to rescue Joe, who she eventually saved. Following that, they arrive at the sniper location they once practiced at, and from there, they begin eliminating each other. However, Joe also discovers that his parents are the ones behind it. Jennifer then descends, leading to a confrontation between them. In the heat of the moment, she fires a shot to protect her mother, but the bullet ends up striking Jennifer, causing her to lose consciousness. Seizing the opportunity, Adrian begins to carry Zoe away. Despite being injured, Jennifer manages to regain consciousness and confronts Adrian, ultimately defeating him. Following this, the mother and daughter are finally reunited. Subsequently, we see the aftermath of this event sometime later, where Joe is with his step-parents and Jennifer is watching over him, marking the end of the story.